Hey, what's happening, guys? It's the South African tech YouTuber here, and this is the Hisense Infinity H40, a device that I've been using for approximately a week now, and I've been extremely impressed by its battery life, four brilliant cameras, and an incredible display. Even though the competition at this price point is extremely stiff, I think the Hisense Infinity H40 definitely carries its own weight. So this is my review of the Hisense Infinity H40. In the box, we obviously receive the device, as well as the warranty card and quick start guide, an 18-watt fast charger, a USB Type-C cable, a SIM ejector tool, and the two extras are a tempered glass screen protector, as well as a soft TPU case. Moving on to the design of the device, the back cover is made from one complete block of solid polycarbonate/plastic, and even though plastic is a cheaper material, the device does not feel cheap by any means. I also like the fact that there are curved edges on the back of the device for better grip. The color that I have here is called the Magic Black color, which portrays a 3D holographic effect in certain lighting conditions. The back cover also has Hisense branding on it, four cameras with a flash, and a fingerprint scanner. On the front of the device is a massive 6.53-inch display, which has a hole punch for the 25 megapixel camera on the top left-hand corner. At the bottom of the device is a minor chin, and as a result, media on this device is an enjoyable experience. The full HD Plus IPS panel on this device is definitely one of the highlights, and even though I wish this phone had AMOLED technology, the IPS display is extremely sharp and punchy. The hashtag Capture the Magic motto for this device shows that Hisense have put a lot of emphasis on the cameras. The AI quad camera setup includes a 48 megapixel main camera, an 8 megapixel wide camera, a 2 megapixel depth camera for portraits, and a 2 megapixel macro camera for close-up shots. On the front there is a 25 megapixel camera. Other key features include a decent loudspeaker, a USB Type-C port for charging, as well as a headphone jack. There is also a hybrid dual SIM whereby you can put an SD card and a nano SIM, or you can put two nano SIMs without an SD card. Hisense have not stated that this device is water resistant. However, I did notice there is a rubber ring around the SIM card slot, so there is some precautionary measure regarding water resistance. There is also a remappable button on the side of the device, which I set to a single click to open the camera and a long click to open the Google Assistant. Unfortunately, Hisense have skipped the in-display fingerprint scanner and have rather opted for a physical fingerprint scanner at the back of the device, which is fast but not the fastest that I've tested. However, the face unlock feature is extremely fast but not that secure. The Helio P70 is at the heart of this device. There is also a decent amount of RAM and 128 gigabytes of storage, which is expandable through an SD card. Even though I wish Hisense used a newer processor, the Helio P70 is still an extremely respectable chip. As a result, the gaming performance was an absolute breeze for a device at this price point. I was able to play Call of Duty Mobile, PUBG, as well as Asphalt 9 without much problems. These games were played on medium to high settings, and I did see minor stutter in Asphalt 9. However, this is not even worth complaining about. After long gaming sessions, the device did get a little bit warm, and the reason for that is the lack of liquid cooling in the Hisense Infinity H40. It is also worth noting that liquid cooling is a feature which is available on a lot of phones at this price point. Moving on to software, the phone is running on Android 10 with Hisense's own software built on top of it. This software has customized icons as well as some pre-installed games which can be uninstalled. There's also some applications pre-installed which can also be uninstalled. Other features built into the software is a night light which reduces eye strain when watching media content at nighttime. There is also a 3-finger screenshot feature which works extremely well, a double tap to wake, and a raise to wake feature which worked about 80% of the time. Furthermore, instead of using the on-screen buttons, you can opt to use the gesture navigation, which in my experience worked extremely well. Most importantly, the overall experience of this phone day to day was very smooth. The Helio P70, even being an older chip, was able to handle tasks like YouTube, Instagram without any fuss. The major focus, no pun intended, of this device is the AI quad camera setup, and as a result daylight images are extremely impressive. As you can see, they are super sharp and extremely vivid. For landscape shots, the dedicated 8 megapixel wide camera lens is definitely a welcomed inclusion in the camera setup of this phone. The welcomed inclusion of a night mode certainly makes a difference to pictures. However, I did notice that some pictures did come out a bit grainy. There is a macro mode which utilizes the 2 megapixel macro lens, but in my experience I found this camera to be pretty average. Moving on to portrait mode, I found that the camera was able to sufficiently blur the background whilst keeping the object in focus. However, I did have some minor issues, but generally the shots came out extremely impressive. Using the 48 megapixel mode, I didn't see any major differences between this mode and the default 12 megapixel mode. Also note that by default the phone will take photos in 12 megapixels, and you will have to go to the settings in order to change it to take pictures in 48 megapixel mode. In the settings you will also be able to find that you can take wide angle mode, macro lens and some other modes as well. The lack of 4K video recording on the Infinity H40 is quite disappointing, especially considering that phones at this price point have this feature. However, the Infinity H40 can record video at 1080p with 30 frames per second, and the video recording is okay. The battery life for the Infinity H40 is extremely impressive, and I could comfortably get a full day of use with medium to heavy usage. And if you are a light user, you could possibly get 1.5 to 2 days of usage with this device. If you run out of battery, you can always top it up with the 18-watt fast charger given in the box in under 2 hours. I also did not have any issues with Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, GPS, and general signal. Lastly, the H40 lacks NFC, which again is a feature that is prevalent on devices at this price point. At the time of recording this video, the Hisense Infinity H40 is currently retailing for here in South Africa for just over 6,000 rands, and with that, Hisense are offering a free screen replacement if you break your screen within the first 12 months. Also, they are giving free wireless earphones, which are approximately worth 500 rands. But like I said earlier, the competition at this price point is extremely stiff. This phone has to compete with the Redmi Note 9 Pro as well as the Samsung Galaxy A51, which on paper those phones do have slightly better specifications. For example, the Samsung Galaxy A51 has an AMOLED screen, it has NFC with Samsung Pay, and it also shoots a video in 4K recording. However, it certainly looks like Hisense are on the right track when it comes to making smartphones. And I think if they can drop the price of this phone in the upcoming months, perhaps this would be a device that I would personally recommend. But what do you guys think? Would you consider buying the Hisense Infinity H40 over its competitors? Let me know in the comment section below. Also, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe to my channel, hit that bell notification icon so that you are notified every time I make a new video. And also follow me on Instagram and Twitter. I will leave the links in the description below. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next one.